Out of all your teachers, whether you have 5 or 6, how many of them adapt their teaching style to your learning pace?
None.
0.
2.
Like 1.
2.
I would say only 2.
Did you think your teaching style is effective for everyone?
I don't. I think that I have a teaching style that I want to be effective for everyone, but I know that for some students it's a little loud in my classes because I encourage collaboration so much, and I really want my students to be talking to one another. And for some students that doesn't work. That's something that they are still very uncomfortable with, and that anxiety can get in the way of them being successful.
How would you challenge a slow learner versus an advanced one in the same class?
That's a really, really good question. When it comes to English, a lot of the things that we're doing is skills-based. It's not necessarily content-based. And so when you're looking at student writing, or how good of a reader a student is, or how good they are at critically analyzing a text, it's on a spectrum. And so the feedback that you're giving as a teacher is very, very important. So when you're trying to challenge a student who already may be getting a good grade in your class, your feedback becomes much more specific to what they can do better to continue on that path to being very, very strong writer. So it's going to be a lot more fine tuning in like a student's piece of writing that's already scoring high. We're really going to push for like student depth in sort of analysis and skills that we know are going to be important maybe the next year, or if they take AP, or what they would expect in college. If we are talking about a student who may be multiple grade levels behind, then we're looking at how can we raise the skill level of this kid to be at least at grade level. How can we have those expectations that are still there for this kid and give them sort of the scaffolds and the help that they need.
Oftentimes, my tactic is to put that slow learner and advanced learner together. I am amazed by how much the advanced learners can benefit from explaining their ideas to others. They oftentimes are so instinctual in their understanding. So they'll see a problem, they're like, oh, I know how to do this. But they don't necessarily know why it works because they just see a pattern and they write it down. By explaining it to someone who may not get it as quickly, they really deepen their knowledge of the content.
Ask if you think the 4-year plan works for everyone.
Like what do you mean?
Like, our school pushes the 4-year plan so much. Like,
Well, what to you, what is the 4-year plan?
like go to a 4-year college after high school. And a lot of people
No,
already know
so-
that they can't do that.
No, so we go into classrooms twice a year, and we go through the English classes. We do talk about your 4-year college options, but we also talk about community college. We also talk about SBCTE. We talk about the military. We give the 7 post-secondary options, which I'm sure you guys all have heard. So there's 7 options. We break down every single one, and as you go up in grades, we go in more in depth.
Do you think administration is pushing you to take classes that are more advanced that you don't want to take and are not your level?
I mean, Miss Detra kind of re-signed me for AP English, but
How does that make you feel?
I didn't really care.
Your level?
Sometimes, depends on the admin. Like when I signed up for classes for the first time, they pushed me, they wanted me to take like AP Euro and like take honors everything and accelerated everything, and I felt like I was kind of getting pushed into a corner by them. But like this year I had someone different helping me.
On your level?
Yes, I definitely do think that administration has pushed me and several of my friends to take classes that we are not ready for.
How does that make you feel?
Sometimes it makes me feel dumb because it's like I'm not ready for these classes and they're still making me take it for more money.
If it's a student freshman year and they fail classes, do you think they can still head towards the 4-year college plan? And if not, is it bad?
I don't think 4-year college is for everyone. I think if you fail a class freshman year, there still is a lot of time for you to make up those units. So I think there's definitely an opportunity, if that was what that student wanted, for them to go to a 4-year college, then totally. But I think it's definitely not for everyone, and I think that's okay.
For me, I think that failure has a very negative connotation in schooling, kind of because of traditional schooling. even though failure is a normal part of life. I mean, we're just talking about me working with students. Like, there's students that I've failed to really connect with, and students that I've failed to form a really meaningful relationship with, and those are the ones that stick with you and that you feel like you're not necessarily a good teacher sometimes because of that. But you learn and you grow and you try to get better. So for me, failure, I think, is actually a tool to help students rather than a tool to punish students.
I believe that they can, and if they choose not to, that is a completely acceptable decision. There are amazing, intelligent, and successful people who did not finish a four-year college, and who may not have even attended a four-year college. Who's to say that college is the best route for everyone? There are some really amazing careers and paths you can take that don't involve college.
Some students have the grades to go to a four-year and they still choose to go to community college. We also have SVCTE come out here. We do field trips, we do shadow days with students. We tell them that there's a career tech option. So I think that students have a misconception that we're pushing four-year college. What we want is to have every student have options. So at their senior year, they have the option of applying to a four-year, they have the option of applying to community college, or they have the option of going straight to career tech education. And to get to all those options, you have to place at that level of having the option of applying to straight to a four-year, because that's where the highest is. So if we can get everybody eligible there, then they can do whatever they want, and we will support whatever decision you have. So like my story is I went to Gunderson High School and I didn't have the option to apply to a four-year because I didn't have the grades. I probably still would have went to community college because my parents didn't have the money. But again, I didn't have the option to even apply. Like, I had no choice. I had to go to community college. And it's not a bad choice, it's just we want you guys to have options.
A teacher's teaching style is not always going to be effective for everyone, which can later on lead to stress for the teacher and the student. When an administrator is trying to make you take a course you don't feel you're prepared for, don't take it. Only you can decide what's best for your education.